Have you ever discovered a detail in a theme park and thought, there's gotta be a story behind that? Well, you've come to the right place. We're Amanda, Kevin, and Kim, the team behind We're in the Park, and we've spent years exploring theme parks and finding the details that most people miss. Now, we're diving into the history, stories, and secrets behind those magical details. So grab your curiosity, and maybe even a churro, and let's explore the parks together, one detail at a time.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the We're in the Park podcast. We are starting a new series for the month of October around my favorite time of year, Halloween. I'm Kim, and today we're stepping into the graveyards of Disney's most beloved haunted homes to learn more about the tombstones at the haunted mansions at Disney parks. These resting places may look like mere set pieces, but each tombstone tells a story. Hidden puns, Imagineer tributes, and a few ghostly secrets are etched into the stones if you know where to look. Today we'll be focusing on those who reside specifically at Disneyland in California and the Magic Kingdom in Florida. As we learn more about each name, we will also briefly touch on their connections to the other parks around the world. But we will cover the other parks' tombstones in its entirety in a future episode. Let's start off where the tombstones appear in more than one park. The first one reads, Requiesca, Francis Xavier, no time off for good behavior, R.I.P. This is for renowned Imagineer Francis Xavier ex Atencio. He played a key role in shaping the Haunted Mansion storyline, co-writing the memorable lyrics for Grim Grinning Ghosts, contributed to the creation of the clever tombstone inscriptions, and his voice can be heard in the Haunted Mansion calling for help from inside the coffin in the conservatory. Next up is Dear Departed Brother Dave. He chased a bear into a cave. This headstone honors Dave Burkhart, who served as the model builder for the Haunted Mansion. Next we have At Peaceful Rest Lies Brother Claude, planted here beneath the sod. He has one in Tokyo Disney, and it reads a little bit different. It reads, At Peaceful Rest Lies Brother Dodd, planted here beneath the sod. This is for Imagineer Claude Coates. He was responsible for designing the layout of the Haunted Mansion's Omnimover ride track and producing numerous concept sketches for the attraction. He played a key role in shaping the mansion's interior environments. Next is In Memory of Our Patriarch, Dear Departed Grandpa Mark. This was for Mark Davis. He was a celebrated Disney designer and artist who was responsible for nearly all of the Haunted Mansion's concept art, including many of its whimsical characters and scenes. His concept art was widely regarded by Disney fans and inspired many of the audio animatronic scenes found in the Haunted Mansion. These next set of tombstones are at the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, and the first one reads, Master Gracey laid to rest, no mourning please, at his request. Farewell. Yale Gracey was behind many of the Haunted Mansion special effects, such as the stretching portraits and the seance room. Yale Gracey and Rolly Crump spent a year collaborating in a warehouse focused on developing special effects and playful gags for the Haunted Mansion. Although the Haunted Mansion was never given an official backstory, the Master Gracey tombstone led many visitors to believe he was the owner of the mansion and the ghost host who guides the tours. But according to ex Atencio, who wrote the epitaphs, the term master just referred to him being a young man. However, the fan theory did inspire the character of Master Gracey that appeared in the Haunted Mansion film from 2023. The next one is, Here lies good old Fred. A great big rock fell on his head. R.I.P. This epitaph pays tribute to Fred Jurger, an art director who created many of the Haunted Mansion's plaster effects. The next one is Wathel R. Bender. He rode to glory on a fender. Peaceful rest. Wathel Rogers was a pioneer in the audio animatronics, and he played a key role in programming many of the figures inside the Haunted Mansion. The tombstone honoring Gordon Williams at the Magic Kingdom reads, Good friend Gordon, now you've crossed the River Jordan. Gordon Williams created many of the mansion's sound effects and contributed to the programming of its audio animatronics. He also has one in Tokyo Disneyland, and it reads, R.I.P. Good friend Borden, now you've crossed the River Jordan. These markers are located at the Magic Kingdom. The first one reads, Rest in peace, Cousin Hewitt. We all know you didn't do it. Cliff Hewitt served as both an architect and the lead interior designer. Next is Here Lies a Man Named Martin. The lights went out on this old Spartan. This is for Bud Martin. He led the special effects department at Imagineering and was instrumental in developing the track systems for all dark rides as well as in lighting effects. Next we have R.I.P. in Memoriam, Uncle Mile, Here You Lie for Quite a While. This is for Chuck Mile. He served as an art director and project designer at WED Enterprises, playing a key role in the development and planning of the Magic Kingdom. Next up, we have R.I.P. Mr. Sewell, a victim of a dirty duel, peaceful rest. Bob Sewell was among the lead modelers at WED Enterprises. This is probably one of my most favorite ones out of all of them, and it reads, Dear sweet Leota, beloved by all, in regions beyond now, but having a ball. This is the latest addition to the family plot at the Magic Kingdom is little Leota Toombs. As an artist at WED, her likeness was used as the model for the head inside the crystal ball during the seance scene, inspiring the character's name, Madame Leota, in her honor. Keep an eye on her tombstone. It rises and lowers, and the realistic face opens its eyes to watch guests as they enter, creating a wonderfully eerie effect. Next up is the First Lady of Opera, Our Haunting Harriet. Search for a tune, but never could carry it. This is in honor of Harriet Burns, who was the first woman to join Walt Disney Imagineering, working as both a model maker and scenic designer. She played a crucial role in bringing the friendly ghosts of the Haunted Mansion to life. Initially, she was chosen to provide the face for the character that became Madame Leota, but her features were ultimately too delicate to be projected onto the bust, so Leota Toombs was selected instead. Her tombstone features a Viking helmet, referencing her role as the female opera ghost in the graveyard scene. Next one reads, Campbell, he died from a fall. It's a fact notwithstanding, but the judges admired his form on the landing. This is for Colin Campbell. He contributed the spooky illustrations for The Beloved, The Story, and the Song from the Haunted Mansion album book from 1969, which became a favorite keepsake for generations of Disneyland fans. The crypt at the Magic Kingdom features 4 unique individuals. The first one reads, Farewell forever, Mr. Freeze, your voice will carry on the breeze. This is a salute to actor Paul Frees, the voice behind the ghost host. Then the next one reads, A train made a stain of absent-minded Uncle Blaine. Rest in pieces. This is for Blaine Gibson, who was a sculptor, animator, and Disney Imagineer who crafted character molds for the Haunted Mansion as well as many other Disney attractions. The next one is, While Brother Roland here reposes, his soul's above, or one supposes. This is a more direct tribute to Roland Rolly Crump. One of Rolly Crump's first projects at WED was developing concepts for the Haunted Mansion alongside Leota Gracey, focusing on illusions rather than the traditional spooky house approach. Crump designed imaginative elements such as the Candleman and talking furniture. And if you look closely in the attic scene at Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, you might just find that Candleman hiding in there. Crump and Gracey also experimented with illusions like Pepper's Ghost, which became central to the mansion's ballroom scene. Originally intended as a walkthrough, the attraction evolved into a ride, but many of Crump's creative illusions and concepts remain at the heart of the Haunted Mansion experience. Next up is Drink a Toast to Our Friend Ken, Fill Your Glass, and Don't Say When. This is for Ken Anderson, an animator and Imagineer who developed many of the foundational concepts for the Haunted Mansion. His contributions include sketches, paintings, models, and audio recordings. Ken was chosen by Walt Disney to head the project for the Haunted Mansion. He drew inspiration for the mansion's design from Southern antebellum and plantation homes, ultimately basing it on the Shipley Lydecker house in Baltimore, Maryland. Throughout the development process, Ken wrote 4 different scripts for the attraction. The first centered on the legend of Captain Gore, the second on Bloodmere Manor, the third featured a ghostly wedding reminiscent of Phantom Manor, and the final draft was inspired by the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Many of Anderson's ideas and scenes were incorporated into the final version of the Haunted Mansion, including the design of the Disneyland Mansion, a hanging character, and an elevator for guests. Next up is a really unique crypt that is at the Magic Kingdom, and it reads, Here floats Captain Culpepper Klein, Allergic to the dirt, so he's pickled in brine. He braved the sea and all her wrath, but drowned on land while taking a bath. Captain Culpepper Klein is a resident of the family plot at the Magic Kingdom Haunted Mansion, inspired by the Mariner character from the Sinister 11 portraits. Captain Klein's crypt is located in the Haunted Mansion's queue, where guests can hear his voice singing sailor chants. Occasionally, water or bubbles spray from the crypt when the captain's ghost sneezes. Captain Klein was also intended to represent the Mariner, a character whose portrait appears in the loading zone with eyes that once followed guests. The Mariner was inspired by early unused concepts for Captain Gore, a character from the story ideas developed from Ken Anderson. These tombstones can be found in the queue at Disneyland. First one reads, Cousin Victor, he brewed a batch of bad elixir. This is for Vic Green, and it was created as recognition to one of the Haunted Mansion's chief architects. There's an interesting fact about this tombstone, though. In 1970, the family plot area where Vic Green's tombstone was originally located was removed to make space for a larger queue. After Green's passing, his widow requested that the tombstone not be returned to the area, so out of respect for her, it was never added back to the Magic Kingdom or in Tokyo Disney. In 2014, Vic Green's grandson started a petition to bring back the tombstone. By late 2016, the Burm Cemetery at Disneyland was reestablished and Cousin Victor's tombstone was returned. Next one reads, R.I.P. Cam Irving. Probably should have thought of swerving. This is a salute to Imagineer Kim Irvine. Kim Irvine is not only the daughter of Leota Toombs, who we mentioned earlier, but she was instrumental in the most recent update to the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, especially with the bride scene in the attic. Continuing her mother's legacy, Kim Irvine now serves as the model for Leota characters in updates and seasonal overlays, including Haunted Mansion Holiday. She also had a cameo appearance as the maid in Muppets Haunted Mansion. The next tombstone we have reads, in final rest, M. Dibjib, he had to eat that one last rib, and loyal friend Esteban Pine no longer has to wait in line. They share a double tombstone. M. Dibjib commemorates Imagineer Michael Zabriskie, while Esteban Pine pays tribute to Steve Pinedo. Michael Zabriskie is an art director at Walt Disney Imagineering. Steve Pinedo was a senior design asset specialist, show documentation asset administrator, creative design services manager, and show awareness producer. Next, we have Julia Shrub. She's such a good sport when people would tease her for being so short. Julia Shrub is one of the spirits featured in the Haunted Mansion. This tombstone acknowledges Julie Bush, a contemporary Imagineer and a leading landscape designer at Disneyland. The next tombstone honors Brad Clemens, the senior show designer for the Haunted Mansion. His tombstone's epitaph is written in Spanish and translates to, Here rests Bradford Clemente. He drank too much from the fountain. At the top of the tombstone is a bunch of grapes, giving us a clue as to which fountain we are referring to here. Next one reads, Here lies Phineas Pock, laid to rest beneath this rock. R.I.P. While this tombstone doesn't recognize a designer or builder, it does celebrate a character featured in every Haunted Mansion around the world except Mystic Manor in Hong Kong Disney. At Disneyland, Phineas P. Pock appears as an animated marble bust in the graveyard singing Grim Grinning Ghost with the Mellow Men group portrayed by Bob Ebright. In the Magic Kingdom's Liberty Square Mansion, Phineas is also part of the ride, but his tombstone on the hillside simply bears his name without an epitaph. At Phantom Manor in Paris, Phineas can be found in the underworld section before Phantom Canyon, performing Grim Grinning Ghost alongside 3 other busts. And in Tokyo Disneyland, Phineas and the other singing busts are represented in the graveyard scene as well. The next one is Rollo Rumpkin, lived and died a friendly bumpkin. Rollo Rumpkin is a character featured in every Haunted Mansion attraction worldwide except for Mystic Manor at Hong Kong Disneyland. His voice and likeness are provided by Vern Rowe. At Disneyland, his spirit appears as an animated marble bust in the graveyard, joining the Mellow Men group performing Grim Grinning Ghost. In the Phantom Manor, Rollo is seen in the underworld section before Phantom Canyon, where he continues to sing Grim Grinning Ghosts, this time accompanied by 3 other busts. In Tokyo Disneyland, Rollo and the other singing bust are also presented in the graveyard scene. In other appearances, such as the Ghost Gallery, Rollo is known as Richard Ravens. According to the story, he was a member of Yale Glee Club, befriended the ghost host, and became a songwriter alongside future bust Robert Croft. Legend has it that the singers met their end at Gracey Manor when a lightning bolt struck their microphone. As we make our way back through the graveyard gates, we leave behind the clever carvings, ghostly giggles, and Imagineers who turn tombstones into timeless tributes. The Haunted Mansion's epitaphs remind us that Disney magic lives not just in the rides, but in the details most guests might never notice. Thank you for joining me on this tour of the Haunted Mansion graveyards around Disney parks. If you enjoyed exploring with me, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your fellow foolish mortals. Check out our blog at whereinthepark.com for links to additional details, photos, and fun puns that are found on the crypts in the line queues at each of the parks. Be sure to share your thoughts and photos by becoming a member of our Facebook group, Where in the Park Explorers. There's always room for one more. Until next time, beware of hitchhiking ghosts, and we'll see you somewhere in the park.
Thanks for exploring with us today. If you have enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star rating and review, and be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And don't forget to check out the accompanying photos at whereinthepark.com/podcast. Do you have a park detail that you'd like to learn more about? Please share it with us on our private Facebook group, Where in the Park Explorers. Until next time, we'll see you somewhere in the park.